Yo, what's going on, everyone? Hope you're having a great day. It's Neff, and today I'm going to be giving you guys a quick guide on Mythic Raszageth for HAVOC Demon Hunter. Yo, but before we get into the video, I do want to shout out my Discord. We're over 1,000 members in the Discord now, so I'm really excited to announce that if you wanted to talk to me or my community about anything about DH or the game in general, or you have any questions, just you can hop in there, ping me. I don't give a shit. My Discord is also where you can get my UI. My UI is available for Twitch subs and patrons. There's also links to my Twitch and Patreon in the description. So that's there if you want to check that out. And yeah, I think that's it. Let's get into the video. So first off, let's take a look at our talents and why we're taking them. So on the spec tree, we're running the basic raid build that's more single target oriented. Although with the new change, if you don't know yet, Restless Hunter was changed to where if you're in demon form from your I-beam and then you meta, it counts as you leaving meta. So you get the Restless Hunter buff. And this is really strong because during your opener and meta windows, you'll have it for your essence break windows, which allows for really good burst. It also sims about 1% higher than Chaos Theory in a 5-minute single target fight. So I think you definitely want to take Restless Hunter over Chaos Theory. But other than that, the build is the same on the spec tree. So on the class tree, we make a few changes to help with the mechanics in the fight. So you can see we're not taking Bouncing Glaives and Master of the Glaive. Instead, we're going down to the right side so we can take Sigil of Misery. This will help with dispelling volatile sparks. And if you want, you can take Misery and Defeat for extra damage during the intermissions for the ads. On the left side, we want Chaos Nova to help with sparks and unleash power, so we can use it on every set of sparks during P1. That's basically the only changes on the talent tree that we're actually going to look at. The rest is just the basic, raid build. So now we'll talk about the actual fight. So during P1, there's really two mechanics that you need to worry about. The first is Hurricane Wings. Hurricane Wings is the big knockback that will knock you off the edge if you don't use any mobility for it. As a Demon Hunter, it's pretty easy to deal with this with Fell Rush, Fell Blade, the Hunt, and using Warlock Gateway. On the first ones, it's a pretty light knockback. I ended up just using Fell Rush, Fell Blade, Fell Rush. On the second ones, your guild should be using a Warlock Gateway because you need to get into position for your volatile sparks directly after the knockback. So here I just use Fell Rush, Fell Blade, Gateway. And on the third ones, you should save your Hunt for it. I ended up doing Fell Rush, the Hunt. It really minimizes the third knockback and you don't really lose any uptime. For the fourth ones, you are going to lose some uptime here pretty much no matter what. You can save the Hunt for this one, but I decided not to, so I could have the Hunt back up earlier into the first intermission. What I did was for the fourth ones, I did Fell Rush, Fell Blade, Fell Rush, Fell Rush. If you have evokers, you should have a time spiral for this knockback. Either way, with or without an evoker, you're going to lose some uptime, but it's not a big deal. You're mostly just going to have to hold DPS in the P1 anyways. On the fifth wins, with the 3% health nerf, this knockback is skippable if you have the damage. My guild decided to skip it, but if you choose not to skip this, your gateway timer will be expired. So all you need to do is just gateway this one because sparks are right after it. So you can just Fell Rush, Gateway, Fell Rush into your spark spot around the middle of the room. So that covers the knockbacks. The only other mechanic you need to deal with really is volatile sparks. You can use Chaos Nova for each set of these in P1 if you take the talent Unleash Power. You can also use Sigil of Misery for 2 of them. You can interrupt sparks with your Disrupt and use Consume Magic to dispel one of the stacks. And in the description is a really nice macro for Demon Hunters or for anybody to deal with the sparks. To use this macro with other specs, all you need to do is change the Consume Magic and Disrupt to different abilities. To use this macro is very simple. Just bind it and spam the button when the sparks come out and it will automatically dispel and interrupt them 100% of the time without untargeting the boss. And that basically covers P1. There's static charges that you need to get out of the raid with, but it's a pretty simple mechanic. Get the static charge, run away from the raid to your assigned position. So now we'll move on to the first intermission. I think this is where the fight actually becomes difficult a bit. So depending on which side you're on, things change a tiny bit, but it's mostly the same thing on each side. First off, on each side, there's 3 Surging Ruiners. They all start with the shield. Once the shield is broken, they spawn ads that need to be kicked and killed. Your guild should assign kicks to these ads with the weak aura and target markers. I recommend using a focus kick macro like the one on the screen here. What this macro will do, if a focus exists, it will kick the focus target rather than your actual target. So you don't need to untarget your target to kick the focus target. And if you don't have a focus target, you'll still be able to use your regular kick on your actual target. So this macro is really nice to have. You should also be using a Mouseover focus like the one on the screen. So you can easily kick your assignment and target. On each side, there's a mini boss. On the red side is a Flamesworn Herald. On the blue side is a Frostforged Zealot. The Herald does a cast and shields himself. You need to break the shield fast before the cast finishes so you can kick it. If you don't kick it, you all die on the red side. The Zealot on the blue side puts out a heal absorb on people on the blue side. You just need to kill it before the second heal absorb goes off. There is a strat on the second Zealot on the blue side where you save grief torches and some CDs to kill it before even the first heal absorb goes off. And you just need to do all this while dodging lightning devastation. Raszageth will go side to side doing a big breath over the platforms. This breath can be baited though by the biggest clump of players on each side. So if she's on the red side, she will cast her breath on where the biggest clump of players are. So I was on the red side, so I'll go over how I use my CDs. On the first runer, you want to break the shield, save your I-beam essence break in meta until you know where the first breath is, and wait to meta until the first kicks are done on the ads so you don't mess up the kick timing with meta stun. So once the Herald or Zealot spawns, go ahead and use the hunt on it. If you don't get first breath on your side, get your kick and then send CDs into the Herald or Zealot. If you do get first breath, you can kick, I-beam, essence break, death sweep, run out of the breath, and then meta on the ads once they're moved out of the breath. You don't want to stun the ads in the breath, so like melee can't get their kicks, or they can't hit the ads, so they just won't die. They'll just be stunned in the breath, and they'll be free casting, and people will die. As a demon hunter, you really have to remember to watch aggro on the ads once they spawn. Immolation Aura can tick once they become active and just one-shot you, and that's never a good time. Remember to use Chaos Nova and Sigil of Misery towards the end of the ads to stop extra cast. The Acolytes, they cast I think 200% faster once they drop below 30% HP. So it's kind of like Anduin. Once they drop below 30%, they cast very, very fast and it's really hard to kick. So any type of stops is really nice to have towards the end of those packs. So now I'll talk about if you get the first breath on your side. You want to bait the next breath before you go to the second set of ads, away from the second Surging Ruiner. If you didn't get the first breath on your side, you just go straight to the second Surging Ruiner. Like on the screen here, on our kill, we did get the first breath, so we had to bait right after we killed the first Surging Ruiner. For the second set of ads, you should still be in meta, have decent damage for the set. I ended up being assigned to save my Grief Torch for the second Herald shield here, so I used it there. Just remember to get your kicks and dodge the breath. For the third runer, if you didn't get first breath at the beginning of this intermission, you will need to bait before you go to the last ad. If you did get the first breath, you can just directly go to the third runer. And for this ad set, you should have I-beam and essence break back up here, so you should have, pretty good damage for the shield in the ads. So yeah, there will be a part 2 to this video. This is just going over P1 and P1 intermission. And that part 2 will be out in the next 2 to 3 days because I didn't want to make this like a 15-minute video. But yeah, I hope you guys found the video useful, liked it. If you did, make sure to drop a like. If you have any questions, leave a comment and I will try to answer them to the best of my ability. But yeah, that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you're interested in the UI, links in the description. You can download it from my Discord. It's available for Twitch subs and patrons. And yeah, till next time, guys. Peace.